Welcome to the Builders of Authority podcast, a show committed to helping you build authority for your brand. In the realm of business and personal branding, authority stands as a cornerstone. Authority isn't built overnight, it's built over time. So join us as we build something remarkable together. And now, here's your host, Adam McChesney.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Builders of Authority podcast. We are live here at Adventure Unknown in Fenton, Missouri. If you've not been out to AU yet and you're near the St. Louis area, send me a message. Would love to have you on the podcast, but would also love to show you around this great place, get you out to one of our many networking events that we have up here as well. To show you what AU actually means, all of our podcasts are produced, edited, distributed by the amazing people here at Punchline Productions. So thank you, as always, to Punchline Productions for everything that you do to make this podcast episode happen each and every single week. A few weeks ago, I got a comment on Facebook from someone saying that we should connect. I can't even remember the exact context, and usually in those situations, I'm a little bit skeptical with those types of things because I have random comments come all the time. But on this particular one, I went ahead and looked at his profile, saw a lot of mutual connections, and then we started chatting back and forth, both realizing we're in the St. Louis area. After a couple of messages and hearing his story, I said, that's a guy that I would love to have on my podcast. So here we are. Jason Jackson, welcome to the show, man.
Hey, welcome, man. Thank you.
Yeah, so tell people, and I'm interested to learn because we just had a conversation with Scott out there. I was learning some of the stuff that you're doing. Tell people like who Jason is, all the different stuff, what you do, kind of where you started, where you're at now.
Sure, man. So really been in the business world my whole life, but about 10 years ago, me and my wife started investing in real estate, and we found a hole in the market, which was for radon. Very, very open kind of market. Not a lot of people know about it. Some people may have heard about it, but it's prevalent in the Midwest. And it cost us a real estate deal because there was nobody to do it. So we researched it, found how to do it, had to get licensed in the state of Illinois, all this stuff. And we started doing radon. But the thing about it is that everybody that was doing it around us wasn't really marketing themselves. There was no websites, there was no Google profiles, there was no logos. You called, the phone didn't answer, all that stuff, right? All the stuff that you like teach about in business was not there. And it's because there was no competition. And so we came in, and I'll never forget it. We went to a realtor association event, and they were like, it's nice to see a company come into this market that actually looks professional.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, we really haven't done anything. Well, then the automation world kicked off, right? Like High Level kicked off and all this stuff kicked off. Now we have a 7-figure indoor air quality company that's ran by 2 people. And people think that we have like a 20-person company because it's all scheduled. The invoices go out automatically, appointment reminders, follow-ups, all this stuff. And they're like, man, how do you guys manage all this? Like, this is a lot. And it's like, if you only knew, right? Like how we do this. And so really, man, that's kind of how I shifted into what I do today, which is, consulting businesses on how to do that.
So, we were kind of talking out there, and you just kind of explained for the people that are listening, like a master class on like, hey, I don't know anything about the industry, but there's a clear void, and the barrier to entry not being low, but the standard, right, is like, hey, you have a website, all of a sudden you're professional. What, based on where you guys started to where you're at right now, obviously you mentioned some of the things you guys have added, but like, how has what you guys done set yourselves as like the premier option in the market to where you have all these different lead sources probably coming in from referrals to word of mouth to all the digital stuff?
Yeah, man. So, it started like most home service businesses go, and you work with home service businesses, so you get it. We lost $30,000 in our first year to Angie and Home Advisor. We didn't know. We were 26 years old. We were hungry, and like every other contractor out there got a phone call, and it was like freedom. We're like, hey, this sounds good. Let's just do it. Anyways, long story short, man, we got burned really bad. And so I said, Jake, this ain't it. Like, we can't do this no more. Like, we're not going to make it out of year one if we keep down this path. So we went back to our grassroots. We had professional flyers made. My wife actually like made them. I think it was like in Word before we even had Canva. Like, we made all this professional stuff, and literally we just beat doors. We went to every real estate office. We went to every HVAC company, every plumbing company. every place that was in somebody's house already, we put ourselves into their business so that our brand was in their house as well.
Mhm.
And that was it.
Yeah. And so, I mean, again, just golden nuggets right there in how you need to operate a business from day one. A lot of business owners, right? They get started and they're like, I want to go spend all this money on advertising and on the billboards and the radio. And like, I want to be everywhere. And it's like, there is a process to this thing, but people don't want to go knock doors. They don't want to go and build relationships and do all of that stuff. But that is literally the foundational stuff. And then when you add in the digital side, it's like a cherry on top and an extra thing, whereas so many people want to go the other direction versus get started.
Yeah, 100%, man. And like I'll always tell all my clients, anybody ask me this, we did what was called a 7x7 technique. So we would go to a house, especially in St. Louis. You know how these houses are built on top of each other, right?
Yeah.
And so we would go to a big subdivision. We do a house, and a lot of the HOAs won't let us put signs in the yard. No big deal. So our technicians would take door hangers, and we'd go 7 one way, 7 the next way, 7 one way, and 7 back, called 7x7. And literally all it was, hey, your neighbors tested high for radon. If you want a free radon test, give us a call. We'll be glad to help you. They don't know what it is. They look it up. You look up radon, you're going to be freaked out. It's cancer, all this stuff online. So literally and we didn't have a lot of money. I just told you we lost 30K. And so literally by us doing that, we would knock out blocks of houses a week. And it was nothing, and it wasn't like we were selling voodoo or anything. It was real stuff. But radon gets trapped in these pockets underneath houses and subdivisions. So if one house has it, usually the next one does, or the next one does. And so I told these guys, I'm like, hey, just take these door hangers. We had 1,000 door hangers made. They were professional, had our logo, had a QR code, all this stuff. And literally they scanned the QR code. It took them to a video that explained every hazard of radon. So they knew. And then they'd call us. We'd do a free test. We already knew it was going to test high because the neighbors did. $1,500 and $1,500. And we knock out blocks at a time without spending leads and all this stuff, right? And so it was easy. We were there. It wasn't like we were spending hours. It was 20 minutes of our day after a job was done.
Yeah. And then like compared to the competition, most of them not doing anything, right?
Oh, no, man, they were all dependent on like really the real estate market, and like the real estate market fluctuates everywhere. You see developers and all this stuff go out of business every day. So a little radon company is definitely not going to make it in a fluctuating real estate market. And so we learned real quick that we had to go after concerned homeowners, not real estate. And so when you find concerned homeowners, there's always going to be a need that's not going to fluctuate. And so by doing like that 7x7 technique, we were able to literally get blocks of concerned homeowners.
And then you talk about bringing in the automations, the efficiencies. When did you guys really start how many years into business did you really start to focus on?
Man, not till like 2 years ago.
Okay.
I got big into high level, and by this time I had already like shifted into doing our own marketing. I was doing our SEO. I was doing our Google ads. I was doing everything myself because we got burned so bad. So I learned all that.
Yep.
And then I got someone gave me a high level free trial, and I was like, oh, wow. And so then it was like, hey, Jake, we can do appointment reminders. Hey, Jake, we can do email blast. We do a monthly newsletter to all of our clients. We do a yearly follow-up because you're supposed to do a post test. So a year after we do the job, put a tag on it, boom, goes in the workflow. Hey, it's time for your checkup test. We book tests daily because we're doing all of our old stuff. And so that literally just having that part into our business almost like doubled us because we were touching all of our customers with the push of a button. Not even a push of a button. They were just set on workflows, right? It's not even pushing buttons. It was just set. But being able to re-engage our audience, stay in front of them, all that stuff. They knew somebody who was selling a house, or they told their neighbors about their house, and it just blew up for us, man. And now like our business runs on autopilot. All my content today is like, I hate to do it, but I tell people like I run a 7-figure home service business and I work 2 hours a day. But it sounds braggish. I don't want to brag, but it's the truth. It's there.
Yeah.
And a lot of these guys, like, that's what I coach to my clients is like, it doesn't have to be chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bragging about working 60 hours is like a cry for help, not a badge of honor.
Yeah.
And I tell people that. And so being able to put systems into place, all this stuff, it allowed us to buy our time back, and it grew our business. We actually make more money and we work less.
What was because people are going to be hearing this and they're going to say, hey, I want that, right? And obviously it doesn't happen overnight, but what process did you have to go through as an entrepreneur to trust the automation, trust the technology, and let go?
Man, I'm gonna be honest, we were so swamped, it was not hard for us because we were so chaotic. Like I was working 10, 12 hours a day because I had other businesses going on. And my partner, Jake, he was in the field doing all the installs, so he didn't have time. And so it was real easy for us, but we had to really think about the copy. And we didn't want to make it sound robotic. We didn't want to use too much or too little. All that stuff. We wanted it to flow good, but it really came down to how it was worded and trusting the process of how a lot of it's process by elimination, man. Like you learn real quick, like when someone doesn't react. Now our copy's so dialed in, people are having full blown conversations with our bot. And I'm like, it's cool because it makes me feel like, hey, they trust it. It's human. But the thing is that I don't have to answer the phones no more. I don't have to send text reminders. We book an appointment, the invoice gets sent out, automations follow up, payment gets followed up, Google reviews, which is huge, as you know, gets followed up. And we don't have to ask for that. So we used to have those tap cards where we'd ask for Google reviews, gone. And that's just part of, being like with a company like yours or working with a consultant like me or whoever it is, or just learning it on your own there's a process to the madness, right? It's not just buying leads. It's not just a website. There's a full process in it.
We brought something like really good. I always tell my clients, like even the ones that we do the digital marketing for, right? I'm like, if you don't go learn this stuff to at least know how to have conversations, like we can educate you all day, right? But like, if you're not willing to go learn that stuff or go do some of the things that like you don't pay us for, if you're not willing to go do the door hangers or tell your sales team to go do that, if you're not willing to go and knock on referral networks and things like that, like you are going to be a one-trick pony, and that's never good because you're one algorithm way, a change away, you're one something that could do it. So having all of these different things helps you out, but you also want to learn this stuff on your own. And if you have what you have, where it's just like a good problem where like, we don't need a marketing agency, great. That means you've done so well doing this thing. And it's a skill set that transfers to obviously different industries.
No, it does. And that's a good point. I mean, it really is, man. It's like, so one of my biggest clients that I have actually went out and hired a marketing manager inside of his business to work with me. He was like, you call him every other day. You guys have, and you give him everything he needs. And I want you to understand everything that Jason's doing. Because I don't have time to. And if something happens to Jason, about the, heaven forbid, I get in a car wreck or something, I'm like, I need to know what's going on in my business. My business will shut down tomorrow if he never answers his phone again. And that's the scary part is we work with people's livelihoods and their business, and like, that's great. They trust us with that, but they have to have a little bit of personal responsibility as well.
Yep. Shared responsibility is what I talk about all the time. I said, hey, like we can generate you, like we're working with the roofer in Texas, and I said, man, like we're getting you more quality leads than you ever gotten before, but you're not answering the phone. Like I understand as we're listening to the call recordings and we're doing all that stuff, but you're seeing them also then go put a contact form on your website saying, hey, I've been trying to get through to somebody. Like that is a shared responsibility where you need to take ownership for that. Kind of transitioning, why don't you think, with everything that's going on, why don't you think more people are adopting literally the playbook that you just shared with us?
Because they were like me and got burned. I think that's really it. I mean, you probably go back and look at your like sales call notes and transfer, and it sucks.
Every other one.
It sucks, man. It really does. And that's why like I've been filming so much content about my story because it sucks. There is like, but there's I shouldn't say it sucks because softwares like High Level and this AI stuff have made it so easy to be a marketer. That it looks really good on paper and then they get burned. But I also tell my clients, if it's cheaper than me, I'm not making millions off of you. if it's cheaper than me, there's a reason why it's cheaper than me. And I say it's going to be quality over quantity. So what do you want? And that's why it sucks, is I think a lot of people don't adapt this stuff. And they just go, well, I'm not going to grow. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. And I don't have to give money away or I'm going to get burned. And like I told people, like, I'm on this like revolution right now to make sure nobody buys another lead. Like I can't stand it and I hate it. It happened to me personally. And so that's kind of like my whole content on, if you're looking at my socials, it's all my story. Why don't do this? Hey, don't do this. No one's getting you to the top of Google in 30 days. I promise. I promise you. No one is. If they are, I want to meet them. And that's the stuff that I try combating daily, is because every other ad you see on Facebook is
literally that. And it's whether it's business coaching or, hey, we're going to get you to the first page of Google, or you're going to generate all these leads, or like even people that I get asked all the time now, hey, can I buy these Google reviews? People are sending me emails about it. It's like, if it sounds too good to be true, 9 times out of 10, it usually is. But always feel free to go do your research and do that stuff. But just don't spend a bunch of time saying, oh, hey, I'm going to go with this company because it's $399 a month and they promised I can get here. It's not going to happen.
No, it's not, man. And it's like, it sucks. But I think we're on the downside of it.
Yeah.
I think we peaked. I think a lot of people got called out. I think a lot of the cheap YouTube and Facebook ads are starting to get called out. And people like you and me who are developing a social presence, more than one YouTube video, more than one podcast, and actually showing, hey, I've been doing this for 3 years of filming this podcast or filming. Every day I film an Instagram video. People are like, okay, well, this guy ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? If he hasn't got ran out yet, he probably ain't going to get ran out.
And I think that is very true. I think because of AI, because of technology, right? The agencies that were never good, or the marketers that were freelancers that said they ran an agency with all these clients, never really did. Whether they got exposed, a lot of times they just ran out of business and they had to say, hey, I got to go get another job. Like I know so many people that when I started and went full-time in 2020 that were like so big on social media, right? Like they just don't have agencies anymore because they lost clients and can never get more, and they can never get results because AI has basically depleted them. And so I think what's going to happen is, whether it's AI for the business or AI getting rid of agencies, it's only AI is going to help whatever industry. It's going to help the right people that want to leverage the technology to take it to the next level. The people that don't adapt or don't know how to utilize it, it's going to basically keep you from ever having success again.
It's a tool, man.
Yeah,
it's a tool. And if you don't know how to use it, I mean, you won't be successful with it. And you're right. I mean, I think a lot of that is, and a lot of things that I find with the $399 guys is they never evolve, right? The algorithm changed. Google changed their policy on something. SEO changed. A lot of these guys are pushing blogs out that are AI generated, and Google flags that quick. It's stuff like that. Is they think there's shortcuts and there's ways around it, but still, they just never evolved, and the market absorbed them. And that's good. I'm okay with it.
I mean, it's evolution, right? So talk to me a little bit. Obviously, you're talking about your business, the radon company, the environmental company, but talk to us about what you do from a consulting standpoint, like who you help, how you help them, et cetera.
So I ran a high ticket marketing agency like you for 5 years. And I found that a lot of my clients really, while doing what I was doing was good, they wanted more. They wanted to know how I did this, how I did that, because it related to them, right? Because I did the home service deal myself. And so I've shifted away from I still have about 5 clients that I've kept because they're my best clients, but I've shifted right now to doing just consulting. So we come in, we call it the COP project, the Chief Operation Partner Project. And so we come in and we're just a partner in your business. We look at your marketing because maybe you don't need leads. Maybe you need a system. Maybe you need nurturing. Maybe you need follow-up. Maybe you need someone to answer your phone, right? Things like that. Is it your website? Is it your SEO? Is it your staff? Are you bloated? Do you need to cut somewhere? Do you need to add more? So we come in a more holistic approach, help with SOPs, help with hiring, firing, pricing, all that stuff, because we've done it. And so that's where we're going to now, is more of a, it's like a done with you instead of done for you. But I don't want to, and I help them find the right partner, right? If I don't want them finding the $3.99 guys. I want them finding people like you, that, hey, I found this guy online. I think about using him. What do you think? I can save him $5,000 right there. One of my clients last week, I saved him almost $1,200 a month because he had 3 of the same systems. He just didn't know.
Yeah.
He kept signing up for stuff, and he didn't realize that one sent text messages and one sent emails, and they all ended up doing the same thing, but he had 3 of them. We cut them all out and put them all into high level, $1,200 a month.
Yeah.
It's just like that,
Yeah.
So that's where we're going to now, man, is just trying to combat a little bit of this. I don't even know what you want to call some of the stuff that's out there.
Well, I think that's really where, we have the coaching and community side, and then we have the done for you digital marketing agency, the group coaching that we do, and then one-on-one accountability stuff is really just teaching people how to do their own digital marketing, how to do some of their own personal branding, right? Where it's like, hey, if you're a small business owner and you just start posting from your personal page, like there's clients that just don't know who you are. They know who you are, but they don't know what you do. You have money sitting there, right? And so a lot of it's accountability and community, but I do think that shared model of where you're at right now is where marketing agencies will have to evolve to over time with AI, because again, whether it's AI or digital marketing, people are still going to need to know what to put in the system, how to do it. They're not going to be able to go type into Chat GPT, how do I rank on the first page of Google? Like the people that are ranking on the first page of Google have already been doing the next thing for 3 years now. So I don't think people ask me all the time, well, is digital marketing and marketing agencies going to go away? It's no, the tool is going to change. The algorithm is going to change, but you're still not going to have time to go and do it. Do you need less people than ever before? Yes, but you still need human something.
We're living like in the 90s right now when print and billboard went digital. Now it's going to be digital still, but it's going to be like a less staff or whatever it may be. So this is our shift that we're going to face, right? And like you said at the beginning, like if people that don't evolve with it, they're going to be left behind, because there's not a need for a 20-person agency no more. No. Staff agency, you know what I mean? Like you can set up workflows and content creation and all that. I mean, we run all of our content posts on Airtable and an 8N.
Yep.
We do not write a post. I mean, don't get me wrong, my database is filled with all my knowledge.
Yeah.
But we literally, I go into Airtable every morning, I read the post, I click the check mark, and it posts all my socials.
Yeah.
Same with my content. My videos, my social media guy uploads them into my Airtable. I look at them. As long as I approve them, boom. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. That I was paying people thousands a month to post to my socials and do all that stuff before.
Yeah. Well, and I think what you just said there, right? Because people are like, oh, hey, I can go and have 30 days worth of content with Chat GPT. And they literally will say, hey, I'm a HVAC or roofer or a digital marketer, create 30 days worth of posts. But you're like, no, I gave the system all of my past stuff. And that's where people miss it. It's like, again, if you put crap into the thing, you're going to get crap out.
Yes.
You put generic stuff in, or you put that only thing in there, you're going to get generic stuff out. But you have to train this thing. And just because you set it up once doesn't mean it's going to be there forever. You have to constantly be tweaking and testing and still using, hey, I am going to approve this. I am going to let it go out. People just want one click of a button and want all of a sudden just like the magic dust.
No, man, that's what's cool about it is, I have a super cool automation guy on my team. The guy's a wizard, and he creates all of these workflows. And he has he puts those, those safety barriers in there, because it does go off the rails sometimes. Yeah. It will. It's computer.
It's technology.
It's technology, man. Yeah. But literally, what used to take me hours or thousands a month cost me nothing now. Mm-hmm. And so we still film our own content and all that stuff. We're never going to get away. I'm never going to go like, there's some guys using like these
AI,
the HeyGen and stuff like that. Don't be wrong. Like if you didn't want to feel comfortable in front of the camera, I could see that. I don't mind talking in front of the camera, so I can just roll with it.
Yep.
But it's going to get crazier. Like this new Google like VO or whatever, dude, it's nuts. You can put an astronaut suit on and like talk, and it's like, it's just going to keep evolving, man.
Well, and I think that people that are already trying to replace themselves with that type of technology are the exact people that are going to get basically outed in this next wave, because what's going to need to come back is the human interaction of the thing. You being on video, me being on video, us having this conversation and utilizing AI in the right way. again, it's one thing if you don't want to get on video, but people are going to say, hey, I just want to learn from somebody because everything is AI now. I don't know what's real and what's not. If I can see Adam and I can see Jason having a conversation or see them make a video, I want that back.
Yeah.
And so like getting back to the basics on some things while leveraging technology and automation and AI in a different direction is going to set the right people apart.
It is, man. And like people overthink it a little bit too.
Yeah.
Like literally like my cell phone, I don't know how much money I've made off my cell phone, but I have a path in my yard that I walk.
Yeah.
And I've literally walked that path with my cell phone creating content and probably made millions off that path.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, and it's not overthinking, right? Yeah. Again, we're in a nice studio. This is great. But if you don't have access to this stuff, you have a cell phone.
Yeah.
You have social media and you have access to thousands of people every day who will give you money.
Yep.
Just put yourself out there.
Yeah. And that's what I tell people all the time is like, hey, like I created content for 2 years, just did that before I ever started a podcast, before I ever made a YouTube video. I was just getting live from my phone, from my computer, on Facebook, on Instagram, doing all those different things. I said, but the fact is like you can get started whenever you want. I didn't need to wait 2 years to do a podcast. I just did, right? But at least I was doing something. Everybody wants to do everything at once. They want to have the nice camera. They want to have the nice place. And then they realize that they waited way too long to get started. And then they start to say, well, then how can I just like escalate the results, right? Yeah. It's like you can't get that stuff overnight.
No, like my mentor tells me all the time, done is better than perfect.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just do it. Just do it. And then it will get better over time. Like your message will get clearer. Your brand will get clearer. People will start recognizing like this logo. They'll start recognizing this stuff. And then they really dive in. And then it makes those sales calls. It makes the pitches, everything that much easier because they followed you for years on social media.
Well, that was one of the things we were talking about right before the podcast. You're like, hey, how's this podcast done for your business? I said, certain guests have came on, become clients, all that stuff. But me doing this every single week, it's not like somebody listens or watches this and says, hey, I'm ready to buy all of your stuff. Yeah. It's a line in the water with the 17 other things that I do on a consistent basis, but they see another piece of content. You never know what one thing may do, but it was the actual other thing that ended up leading to that. No differently than if you have the door hanger and then they see a Facebook post and then somebody recommends you down the street. It's several different things. I'd rather have multiple chances at winning a customer.
No, 100%, man. And it all starts with that image.
Mm-hmm.
It does. I tell people logos are cheap.
Yeah.
Like literally logos are so cheap. Like I research this a lot because it really bugs me. What makes a buyer's mindset? And what I've understood from like articles and everything I've read is you have about 10 seconds in the human mind to make a decision. Mm-hmm. And so whenever you're building your business, your logo, your Google business profile, you have 10 seconds that they're going to click on that.
Yep.
And if it's just like no logo, one review, no hours of operate, they're not going to click because they're going to wonder if you're still even in business. They're going to go down to the next person and they would say, well, how do I become them? You just answered your own question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so literally you have 10 seconds to make a buyer become a buyer. And it doesn't cost a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So where, as far as everything that we've talked about here today with your multiple businesses, things like that, where is your focus moving forward from an entrepreneurial standpoint, just from a tech standpoint?
Man, in AirSense, we're really doing good. And we're moving into some water restoration and some other stuff, lines of businesses as we're seeing kind of a shift in the market. Mm-hmm. So we're moving into that. And then with my consulting, I'm really going into the co-creation. We've really implemented automations, AI, just trying to stay ahead because we don't want to get behind.
Yeah.
We've done a little bit with some voice AI right now. It's really helped us. We've been testing it. That's what's cool about AirSense is I use AirSense as like my test dummy.
The guinea pig.
So like our inbound and outbound voice calling for our customers, I use it in AirSense before I ever offer it to anybody. So we rolled that out about 3 months ago for answering phone calls, especially after hours.
Yeah.
And that's been huge. Call centers are expensive. And sometimes you don't know the knowledge base of the call center because they're working with multiple companies. Yeah. And so my outbound agent or my inbound agent's trained on AirSense. And so when they call, they get the information they need. They can book appointment right there on the phone, all that. And we don't have to be glued to our phone after hours.
That's absolutely wild.
It's awesome, man. And that's also takes away from Jake having to call people, follow up on estimates, all this stuff that we used to have to pay a secretary or an admin to do. our AI does it. And these AI voices are getting so realer and real and real and real. And their knowledge base is so big now that I have people that have 4 or 5 minute conversations with we call her name's Kate, our AI assistant. And they literally have 4. I'll go back and listen to them. I'm like, 4 minutes. What was this conversation? I thought it went off the rails. No, They were just talking about the weather, their grandkids, whatever it may be. And Kate's just like, oh yeah, it's great.
Oh, wow. That's, it's mind blowing.
It really is, man. But that's part of that evolution shift that we were talking about, is because like 2 years ago, that was Jake spending 5 minutes. That was a secretary spending 5 minutes that I was paying $12, $15 an hour. And if she had a bad day or called off sick or whatever happened, we had to fill the spot.
Yeah.
Like she had a bad day, your kids didn't sleep well, she was real short with the customers, or no, Kate keeps it real, man. And it's constant with Kate. And so we don't lose that connection. And then if someone does ding it, we don't lie. Yeah, I'm an AI assistant. Why lie?
Yeah.
And then if they want to talk to somebody, we have an instant transfer option right to Jake or right to me, and the problem's solved.
Yeah.
And so it's cool, man. But that's where we're headed. We're really going all in with AI, and we're really just trying to combat the bad actors in the industry.
I love it, man. I learned a lot from this episode. I'm sure many people did. If I learned something, it's usually, especially in the AI and the marketing space, it's usually next level. So I appreciate you sharing all this stuff, man. Where can people stay connected with you, learn more about your consulting stuff, just stay connected with your socials?
Yeah, man. So Instagram and TikTok are my 2 biggest ones. Is JasonJackson_01. I post daily on there. And you can check us out on the web at growthproagency.com. And yeah, man, we got a YouTube channel too. It's the same thing, JasonJackson_01. And we'll post a lot of content there. We also have a school community.
Awesome.
That's a new one. So it's called the COP Project. So it's a free school community. I give it all away in there. I don't hold nothing back. So
love it, man. Well, we'll be sure to put all that stuff in the show notes. Thank you, man. This was awesome. I'm glad we got connected. I'm glad you made that comment, man.
Yeah,
if you didn't make that comment, this conversation doesn't happen.
That's what it is. You got to reach out.
Yeah. Love it, man. Well, thank you so much for those watching the episode today. Make sure you go follow Jason. Take a look at everything in the show notes, especially that free school community. He's giving the game away for free. You heard everything that he talked about here. This stuff is going to change the way we do business moving forward, and already obviously is for his company and his clients. And as well, if you haven't been up here to Adventure Unknown, or maybe you want to come back, be sure to send me a message. Would love to schedule some time to make that happen. If you watch this video, make sure to subscribe on YouTube, like the video, leave a comment. And if you're listening, leave us a 5-star review on the podcast platform of your choice. Thank you so much for listening or watching to today's episode. We'll see you next week. And remember, authority isn't built overnight. It's built over time.
Thanks so much for tuning into this episode. We sure do appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, make sure you're subscribed to the show wherever you consume podcasts. This way you'll get notifications as new episodes become available. If you feel so inclined, please leave us a review. We sure do appreciate it. Until next time, friends.